I'm gonna replay Marco Reus's entire career from the very beginning. We've given him his FIFA 09 overall and potential, made him 19 years old, and we're starting his career off at the worst Bundesliga 2 club. That's right, a lot of people don't know this, but Reus's career didn't actually begin at Borussia Mönchengladbach. He got his first break at Rot-Weiss Ahlen, a German club that's no longer in the game. So we've put Marco Reus at VfL Osnabrück, who are literally the worst team in the division. But to be fair, Marco Reus is also starting out at just a 63 overall. EA did not rate him back then. But don't you worry, our goal today is to get Reus to a 99 overall, maybe winning big trophies like the Champions League, and even making him the world's best player by winning a Ballon d'Or. But for that, I think we're gonna have to make a big decision. We're banning Marco Reus from joining Dortmund in this video. I think we all know Dortmund is the love of his life, but I think if Marco Reus wants to be extremely successful in this sport, he's gonna have to make transfers, join the big clubs, and that's how we might be able to make him the best in the world. But alright guys, hold up. First, we need to get Marco Reus to at least a Division 1 club, maybe a Bundesliga club, but that'll only happen if Reus can really go up in his overall, put in some good stats as well. I think for the first season, the expectation is just for Reus to become a guaranteed starter here at VfL Osnabrück, and also maybe not get relegated. Oh, just looking at that passing for Marco Reus just makes me mad. Let's put him on a development plan to boost that passing. We're getting through season 1, and I at least want to see Marco make 20 appearances. Okay guys, Marco couldn't quite play 20 games, but 16 I think isn't too bad. A goal and 4 assists in his first professional year, and up to a 67 overall. I still don't think he's good enough to play at a first division club yet, but this is a good start. But oh my days, is the team he's playing for just woeful. VfL Osnabrück have finished 16th? No way. Marco Reus in his first ever year has got to endure relegation playoffs. Come on, Marco, first big game for you. Let's see if you can keep your team up, and well. Well, Reus did do something. Get a yellow card. Reus just still does love yellow, doesn't he? Okay, it's not over yet. Second leg. If Reus can inspire his team to a comeback, well, no, that's not happening. He didn't score in both games either. Our objective was to get Reus closer to the Bundesliga. Instead, we've got Marco Reus relegated to the 3rd division of Germany. Oh my days. Bro is going to be playing against Borussia Dortmund too. That's a fall from grace. But you know what, guys? He's only 20 years old. There's still a lot of room for him to grow. I think this season, let's focus on getting some of his shooting stats up. And you know what? Maybe playing in a weaker league could give Reus more game time and better stats, and that could end up boosting his overall and potential. And okay, definitely this has been a better season for Marco. 4 goals and 6 assists, up to a 70 overall, and he played 30 games. I think at a 70 overall, Marco would definitely be good for playing for a first division club, maybe being on the bench or something. Oh, and look at that. Reus has actually won a trophy, although it's the Bundesliga 3. But still, he's guided his team to promotion. Guys, we're back where we started. Bundesliga 2 again. But you know what? Is it maybe time for Marco Reus to look for a transfer abroad? Or maybe even just the Bundesliga? Because he has 70 overall. His stats are also a lot better. But to be honest, Marco Reus hasn't really proven himself in the Bundesliga too. And so maybe another season here is what he needs. Okay, this time at least Reus has helped his team avoid relegation. But he only went up by 1 rating. And the stats aren't looking all that good. Just 5 assists and 1 goal. Do you know what? I think Marco Reus really needs to be at a better club where he's got better teammates around him. Because I think we're just wasting his career here at one of the worst Bundesliga 2 clubs. 6 goals and 15 assists in the lower divisions of German football. It's not been a good start for Reus. He's already 22 years old, only up to a 71 overall. But I'm hoping things will change once we put him on the transfer list. Is he going to finally get a first division move? I don't think he's earned it, but let's see. First offer is coming from another German club, FC Cologne. The offer is for a couple of million, but is Cologne in the Bundesliga or the 2nd division? Nope, they're in the same division as us. This would literally be a sideways move for Reus. We're going to reject this one, but it's good to know there's at least some interest for him. Another offer coming from Hertha Berlin, but they too are in the same division as us. As I said, maybe Reus hasn't earned a big transfer yet, but we're still going to try to make something happen. Okay, now this is interesting. Real Valladolid with a £2 million offer. But yes, they too play in the 2nd division of Spain. But I don't think Reus has really earned a first division move, so we don't really have a choice. It's either this or just staying at the current club, and I really don't want to do that. Maybe maybe a trip to Spain, a completely different career path for Reus, is what he needs. There you go, guys. Next destination for Marco Reus, Spain, Real Valladolid. The transfer is complete. Oh, okay. Real Valladolid don't actually even play with the cam. Where's Marco Reus gonna play? Well, actually, in Marco Reus's early days, he did play as more of a left midfielder. I think maybe he needs that to kind of reinvent his career and get it back on track. Moving to Spain, playing in a different position, Marco Reus needs to step up, maybe help Real Valladolid get promoted, because guys, he's already 22 and not being in a top club yet is kind of embarrassing. And okay, definitely a lot better, up to a 73 overall and 4 goals and 5 assists, and the most important thing is he was playing almost every single game, and Real Valladolid finish a respectable 8th in the league. But guys, clearly this is not enough. Reus needs to start stepping things up. I think the problem is his potential back on FIFA 9 was 76, and we need to find a way to break that barrier. Otherwise, this alternate career path we're giving Reus is just gonna end up nowhere. This next season, Marco Reus needs to step up. And finally, the big season we needed from Marco Reus, up to a 78 overall. The stats are still a bit meh, 6 goals, 8 assists, but Reus could be getting promotion to La Liga, if he can of course get through the playoffs, that is. Alright, first leg, come on, I want to see some goals from Reus, and it's just embarrassing. And I think the second leg's gonna be even worse. There you go. No promotion for Marco Reus. But you know what? I think the objective we had at Real Valladolid has been achieved. We've got Marco Reus to a good level. 78 is a good rating, I think, for the first division club. And time is running out, boys. We need to get Reus at a big club, otherwise his career is just gonna stagnate. Okay, although I said I want to get Marco Reus a first division transfer, his stats so far, 16 goals and 28 assists, they do not warrant it. But I'm just hoping on the back of his rating, he can get a big move, and maybe that could change everything for Reus. Let's see where offers start coming from. I'm hopeful. Okay, first one coming from Celta Vigo, and it's worth quite a bit, 20 million. Should we continue Marco Reus's Spanish tour? No way. Even Celta have been relegated. Nah, we can't be sending Reus here. It really is starting to look like without Dortmund, Marco Reus is legit nothing. We've got an offer here from Turkey. He would be playing in the first division of Turkish football, but I don't think that's the right move for his career. Okay, we do get our first offer from England. Burnley have come in with an 18 million pound offer. But they're in the championship. I think unless we can get Marco Reus to an 80 plus overall, none of the big leagues are going to even be interested in him. We've got a choice to make now. Do we stick with Real Valladolid or do we send Reus to Burnley? And I can't believe I'm doing this, but we're sending Marco Reus to Burnley. Never in a million years I would have thought Reus in his career would end up in Burnley. He probably is wondering why on earth isn't he just at Borussia Dortmund. But hey, we're forging a new path with Marco Reus. Of course it's going to be difficult, but I think the worst is behind us. Reus has already gone past his initial potential. I think we can start seeing some solid growth from this season. And we wanted Marco Reus to have some good teammates, and it does look like he has that. A lot of quality in this Burnley team. You know what? I think Reus has got a great chance of getting promoted to the Premier League, and you know our objective of getting Reus to a first division club, we could see that happening if Burnley get promoted. We're getting through the season and Reus needs to perform. He's almost 25. He's got to make a name for himself. Nah. This makes no sense. Marco Reus has his best career season at freaking Burnley. Yo, 15 goals and 8 assists. We were waiting for a season like this. It's been 6 seasons. He's also managed to get his overall up to 82. Now we're starting to see Marco Reus's talent. And that's led to the championship. First in the league, direct promotion to the Premier League. Bro, I just realized Marco Reus has won both a 3rd division title in Germany and now a 2nd division title in England. And would you believe it, after 6 seasons, we finally got Marco Reus to the 1st division, and it's the freaking Premier League. I legit cannot believe, though, it's with Burnley. That's the first challenge we've completed with Reus, but it's just the start. I still want to try and get Reus to a 99 overall. I know it sounds crazy, but we'll try our best. Also, I want him to win a 1st division league title, a Golden Boot award, a Champions League, and eventually a Ballon d'Or. While we were in the lower divisions, it just didn't even make sense dreaming of all that. But now things are different. We're definitely staying another season at Burnley to just try and grow and experience Premier League football. No way. Marco Reus has got up to an 85 overall this season. That's what we want to see. And decent stats for being in the Premier League too. 6 goals, 9 assists. And he's helped avoid Burnley get relegated. legend. Nah, seeing Marco Reus become a Burnley legend was not what I thought this video was going to be about. But you know what? Now that Reus is 85 rated, I'm sure we can finally get him a big move. He's done his hard work going from one of the worst German teams to then Real Valladolid to then Burnley. He's done the hard work. He's earned a big move. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the content, I'd really appreciate if you could take a moment and subscribe to the channel. Before we figure out Marco Reus's big move, looks like he's been picked for international duty with Germany for the first time. Wait a minute, the year is 2030? Oh my days, Reus is going to the World Cup. Do you know a fun story about Reus? In 2014, when Germany won the World Cup, Marco Reus got injured right before. His career has had just such bad luck, he couldn't even get a World Cup medal because of it. But looks like over here, he's helped Germany top the group, through in the round of 16, and knocking out France. They might actually win it. Knocking out Morocco in the final, and Germany have won it. Bro, Marco Reus, who's currently playing for Burnley, has just won the World Cup. What? I never thought this would even happen, so I didn't even put it on the challenges. But Marco Reus has just randomly won the most prestigious trophy in football. Wait, what? Marco Reus didn't play a single game at the World Cup? Bro literally got carried. But hey, he's got himself a World Cup medal. To be honest though, that's kind of taken the shine away from winning the World Cup, because Marco Reus didn't do anything. That's the thing, he's playing for Burnley. He was never going to be a starter for Germany, but that's going to change now because we are putting him on the transfer list. I want to see some big offers for Reus. Okay, by incredible offers, I did not mean Brentford. They're coming in with the money, about 100 mil, but absolutely not. We're not moving sideways. Okay, now this is interesting. Napoli have come in with an offer, 91 million, playing in the Italian league. This could be an opportunity for Reus to win a league title, maybe Champions League. Napoli is definitely a club where Reus can really learn for a few seasons, maybe even grow his overall. This seems perfect. Finally, after 7 seasons, we're sending Marco Reus to a top European club. It's about time. To fit into this Napoli team that, by the way, looks insane, we've had to convert Marco Reus to a left winger, but it hasn't really affected his overall, so that's great. It's been a long journey getting Marco Reus here to a top club where he can actually win trophies, and let's see what he can do in his first season at Napoli. And look at that, instantly at a top club, and Marco Reus is delivering 19 goals and 17 assists. Wait, is that going to get him a golden boot? No, he can only finish 25th with that. But hey, he's guided Napoli to a 3rd place finish. We need that to be first though. But Marco does get his first trophy for Napoli, winning at the Coppa Italia, and I'm sure this time he actually played. Marco is now 88 rated, got himself a World Cup medal, a Coppa Italia, 56 goals and 62 assists. But now is the time to want more. We're getting through another season at Napoli. Oh, Reus hasn't had the best of seasons. 13 goals, 15 assists is not too bad. And it's actually enough to get him a league title. Marco Reus has finally won a league title, boys. Throughout his career in real life, he never won the league with Dortmund, Gladbach, or any team he played with. This is literally the first time he's winning a first division league title. And to think we've actually done it all. Bundesliga 3, Championship, and now the Serie A. Oh man, but Napoli were bad in the Champions League. Looking at the challenges, we need Reus to do better in the Champions League, and also need him to start scoring more goals to win a golden boot. Thought I'd check if Marco Reus is now good enough to win the Ballon d'Or, but unfortunately not. I think he's gonna have to put up bigger numbers, at least if he wants to compete against Holland. And look at that, boys. Reus just keeps getting better, up to a 92 overall, and it literally says one of the world's best. And no freaking way, Reus's 3rd season at Napoli is the best season of his career. 38 goals, 10 assists, and yup, it's got him his first ever golden boot. That kicks off another challenge. Bro was the player of the season as well. Oh wow, but he missed out on winning the league. What about the Champions League? No way, he took Napoli all the way to the semi-finals, but couldn't get through. We still need to see Marco Reus win a Champions League, a Ballon d'Or, but he's 28 years old. He's in his prime, and I think it might be time to leave Napoli. All right, we're putting Marco Reus on the transfer list. He's 29 years old, 92 rated. This could be his final big transfer, and we need it to be big because we want Reus to win a Champions League and a Ballon d'Or, he needs to join a big club. Ooh, and we're starting off with an offer from Monaco. I mean, this would be good for Reus to make a lot of money, but not to win trophies, so we're rejecting it. Oh, an Italian heist as AC Milan won Marco Reus. But nah, Reus has conquered Serie A. We're not staying in the same league. And no way, an offer for Reus from Bayern Munich. I mean, it makes sense for Germany's biggest club to want Marco Reus. And you know what? In this version of Reus's career, he has no loyalty towards Dortmund. This could be Reus's ticket to winning the big trophies. Oh, this hurts to see Marco Reus in a Bayern Munich kit. But hey, if we want to win the Champions League, the Ballon d'Or, gotta do this. Marco is finally at a club that's a Champions League contender. And let's see what he can do in his first season with Bayern. You actually can't write this stuff. Marco Reus joins Bayern Munich, and the club of his life, Borussia Dortmund, instead wins the Bundesliga. This is hilarious. But hey, at least Marco Reus keeps going up in his overall up to a 93. And he was their top scorer with 31 goals and 9 assists. There was not much more he could have done. And even in the Champions League, Bayern couldn't get past the semi-finals. Instead, his former club Napoli made the final. They lost it. But yo, Reus would have had a better chance of winning the Champions League if he would have just stayed. Bro, Marco is so unlucky. But you know what? I can feel him getting closer and closer to the Champions League. Season 12 and Marco Reus has finally got his Bundesliga title. And he's won the Golden Boot as well. Oh, he's up to a 94 overall. 29 goals and 19 assists. Bro, this is a Ballon d'Or worthy season. If only he can win the Champions League. Alright, Bayern have topped their group, knocking out Roma and Lens and Chelsea in the final against Man City. It's taken Reus 12 seasons to play his first ever Champions League final. This is massive. Can he actually win it? No. He missed the pen too. Marco. I can't believe it. He bottled it. No, this was supposed to be his crowning moment. I think bottling the Champions League is also going to affect his Ballon d'Or chances. Okay, wait. In spite of losing the Champions League, I think Marco Reus is about to win the Ballon d'Or. And yes, he is. His individual performances are being rewarded. We've got the Ballon d'Or for Reus, the world's best player now. All that's missing for him is that Champions League trophy. No, knocked out by Barcelona. Another crazy season for Reus though, as he's up to a 95 overall. He keeps delivering the stats, man. 30 goals and 9 assists. But now we have just 2 more seasons for Marco Reus to try and win the Champions League. I also think he's not going to be hitting a 99 overall. He's now 32. And yup, the time has arrived for his stats to start going down. Retirement is imminent for Reus, but we still have a couple of opportunities to win the Champions League. But I'm thinking he's missed the boat to try and win it with Bayern. Let's try and get him one last transfer. And there is an offer from Manchester City, the club that beat Reus in the final. It's a done deal. We're sending Marco Reus to Manchester City. He's already a Ballon d'Or winner. The only thing he needs, that Champions League trophy. Oh, and he's definitely got the team playing alongside Erling Haaland. Wait, what? Remember that offer we got from Arsenal? I'm kind of regretting not accepting that. Third in the Premier League and Nottingham Forest fourth, Wolves second. What on earth is happening? Okay, but Marco Reus, even though his overall is starting to go down, he's had a great season, 28 goals. But what we want to see is the Champions League. Tell you what, if Reus wins the Champions League, it's done. He's going to retire. They have topped the group, knocking out Feyenoord and Spurs and Arsenal as well. They're in the final against PSG. We've got just one challenge remaining that we can actually complete, winning the Champions League. If Reus can do this, I think he would have had a tremendous career, winning basically everything. Come on, Reus, make this your final ever game and win it. Champions League final for Reus, and yes, he's got the win. It did take sending him to Man City, but he's got his Champions League trophy. And over these 14 seasons, I do think we've given Reus an amazing career. If you enjoyed this video, watch me play the career of Cole Palmer. Or should I say Cold Palmer? Click here to watch that.